People who live in the states with the red light cameras have a grim choice to make while driving up to a yellow light. Slam on the brakes and potentially cause an accident with the person behind you, or run the light and risk a costly ticket. Lots of people believe and argue that the red light cameras are for revenue for the state, and not at all a safety tool which some states say they are.
Is it a safety tool or a moneymaker? Arizona State Senator Dean Martin is not convinced the cameras are in place to keep our streets safe.
That it's the only solution cities are turning to, and they're not trying to think outside the box.
When you get a ticket, you not only pay the city, you're also funding private business. As you might guess, private companies want to be sure they get their money.
Affiliated Computer Services owned by Xerox, Reflect Traffic Systems, and American Traffic Solutions are some of the companies that you may or may not heard of. They are some of the companies that set up and manage the cameras that give people tickets at lots of intersections. Some red light camera companies, such as Redflex, get contracts from the local government to install their cameras at high infraction zones, and they take a percentage of every ticket. The violation review process is extremely biased. Where I'm from, the city has a huge deficit and is not above nickel and diming its citizens. You may ask, don't these cameras discourage speeding and running red lights? Yes, to a point, but it's been a common problem that people would speed up after the intersection with the camera and get into an accident not too far away, or people would have to slam on the brakes to avoid running a red light and risk hitting the person from behind, like the clip you saw earlier. It's also been proven that several cities got caught shortening the time of the yellow lights and the camera intersections to boost revenue. Here's a quote directly from bandcams.com on their Myths versus Fact page. Myth: the primary reason local governments use photo enforcement is for safety. The money is just an added benefit. Fact number 1. Safety is actually decreased by the presence of cameras. Comprehensive and independent traffic studies have clearly shown that the use of traffic light cameras significantly increase the overall number of accidents. Number 2. About 80% of the tickets are issued by red light cameras for free right-hand turns that don't stop exactly on the line, or for not stopping long enough, neither of which is a significant safety risk. Number 3, some of the U.S. cities were caught shortening yellow light times to increase violations. And number 4, Seattle Mayor Mike McKinn, when asked about the contract with the Arizona Camera Company was not part of their Arizona boycott, answered, "You may have noticed we have a budget deficit here." Tacoma City Manager Eric Anderson simply answered the same question, "We're talking about a very important revenue stream for the city." No mention of safety at all. Los Angeles, California signed a $3,497,960 contract with a Dallas-based firm in 2008, now known as Affiliated Computer Services, or ACS. Their contract states that they must issue 25 tickets for every 100 violations recorded by their machines. It doesn't matter if the 100 photos are true violations or not. Also, it's not against state law in California for an office to guess letters in a picture of a license plate that may seem unreadable. That's clearly not a safety of our rights. I'm not entirely against photo enforcement intersections. The people that blatantly run the red lights that's been red for several seconds that had plenty of time to stop, those people should get a ticket. But 80% of the revenue from these machines are people that get a photo in half of a second or quicker of running these red lights. That's unreasonable, and most people get tickets under these circumstances don't even know they ran the light until they get a ticket in the mail, which sometimes can take longer than a month to arrive. Here's a chart from the New Orleans Red Light Traffic Camera Program that shows a huge revenue increase for the past 4 years. If this program is all about safety, and if it was working, the numbers should be going down to signify people are driving safer. But it's not working. More tickets are being issued, and the problem is not being solved. It's a problem they don't want to fix because they are benefiting from it. The government expects us not to scan the system, so we should expect the same for them. If you're like me and think it's wrong that private companies profit from people's honest mistakes, I encourage you to write your city officials, tell them your concerns, and say, "The photo enforced systems are a conflict of interest of the good people of my community that try their best to abide by the law. Either remove all ticketing issued cameras or create a system that is only safety-based. Monitoring and ticket issuing should be by local police only and not left up to private companies that solely thrives on people breaking the law to make their monthly quota. And make all traffic lights have the same time amount for every yellow light so people who want to abide by the law can do so safely." Thank you.